planet Earth. Or as the rest of the Omniverse call it, the Orb of Dreamers. The occupants of which spend so much time asleep and dreaming. Their vast imaginations humming away, charged with creative energy. Where does it all go? Up through a cerebro-umbilical cord where it collects and melds with all the other dreamers' energy. And something wonderful happens. It forms a world, an ethereal dreamscape of adventure and possibilities. An abstract plane of beautiful wonderment just waiting to be explored. And you can go there now.
Growing up around gaming, there's always going to be that one game franchise that just sticks with you throughout your entire life, without you even knowing it. You know that phrase or quote that goes something like, "We never knew we were making memories, we were just having fun." That's where LittleBigPlanet comes in for me. If you've been watching my channel for a bit, you might know that Infamous is one of, if not my favorite game franchises of all time. But LittleBigPlanet is one of my more personal game franchises, even though as it's evolved it has become a little worse, especially with the third mainline game. If you haven't heard, Sony, Media Molecules or Sumo Digital have recently shut down the servers to the LittleBigPlanet PS3 trilogy. The 3 mainline games that were released on the PS3 had their servers vaporized. So let's go through everything that happened, that caused almost everyone's childhood game to reach its endgame.
Dreams, fantasies, ideas. Where do they go when life brings you tumbling back to the now? One by one, they drift away to the cosmic imagisphere. From the atomic to the galactic, they dance and they whirl unfettered by worry and concern. The heavenly ballet of the wonder plane. And sometimes, this dance creates something astonishing. Out pops a transcendental dreamverse, a remarkable place where the real meets the fantastic. And this vast expanse of imagination has a name. They call it LittleBigPlanet.
A few months ago, precisely in May, I heard from Reddit that the servers for the LittleBigPlanet Trilogy went offline. I saw a few articles about it, so I decided to read into it. Note, I wasn't really playing much LittleBigPlanet around this time since I was just so bored with LittleBigPlanet 3 on PS4. But hearing that the servers went offline for the 2 best LittleBigPlanet games was quite shocking and heartbreaking. Initially, some of us in the community thought that this was the end, and for folks on the PS3, it was. What had happened for the servers to go offline for a few months was an apparent DDoS attack. Hackers were sending offensive messages, people weren't able to access some UGC content, and basically everything went to hell. According to what I read on Kotaku, an unhappy fan wasn't really vibing with the way Sony was treating the franchise. My question though is, what about the serious treatment is this dude mad about? Is he unhappy that we didn't get a proper LittleBigPlanet 4 instead of a spin-off? Is it the fact that Sony left the series on an underwhelming note? Now while I can see where this guy's coming from, it doesn't help making the situation worse by breaching the servers, literally the heart of LittleBigPlanet, letting DDoS hell break loose and making servers go offline for months to come. This guy wasn't playing his cards right in my opinion. He wanted to make noise, but in the end, it led to the end of the trilogy.
One can gaze upon something and see the wonder in it. 2 can gaze together and share that wonder. We are forever emitting sparks of imagination. So, Let's spark together. In every mind is a piece of code that operates our creative functions. It forms a conduit called the cerebrum-umbilical cord that extends to the farthest reaches of imagination. So let's build. Together we can push back the boundaries until they are a mere speck on the stellar horizon. Let's fly. Let's put our minds together and create. Everyone on this orb of dreamers contributes ideas. They ascend the cerebrum-umbilical cord to congregate in the Imagisphere, the natural home of our creative wanderings. So join us, for you have always been and always will be most welcome in Little Big Planet.
Well, LittleBigPlanet 3 servers are back online and are more or less normal. Servers seem to be running and behaving well. Everything seems to be back to normal. But around mid-September, it was announced on the official LittleBigPlanet Twitter that servers for the 3 mainline LBP games on PS3 were shut down forever, with LBP 3 on PS4 being the only survivor. Now, admittedly, the first 2 LBP games are pretty old games, released in 2008 and 2011 respectively. For a console game, it's a miracle that servers for the first LBP lasted about nearly 13 years. Games that came after it like Uncharted 2 and Killzone 2 shut down after about 9-ish years of online activity. One thing that a lot of gamers take for granted, which I've noted a lot, is just how expensive it is to keep a server running. Once player counts start dropping, it's not really worth throwing up some cash to keep a running server that only sees 10 weekly players. Or like in LittleBigPlanet's case, once you start seeing security issues on old servers, it gets a little pricey to strengthen security on those servers. So it's not worth fixing the problem and it's best to shut down everything. Therefore, no more LittleBigPlanet on PS3 or the Vita. This is a very heartbreaking and somber time for us in the LPP community. The LPP series for a majority of us were our childhood gems. I had some precious memories playing through the story of the first LPP with my sister and also playing a lot of the community levels. Playing Bora Bora Island levels with some of the most relaxing and nostalgic LPP music to this date. Hearing the strings on songs like Tougher and Young by Tumani Diabete. Playing through Shark survival levels, having a good laugh with other online players. Playing Wipeout inspired levels almost all the time, and yo, I know some people hate him for copying a few levels, but who remembers the dead creator, dude? I'll also never forget LittleBigPlanet Karting, the most underrated LPP in my opinion. That game was some stupid fun. The soundtrack, the levels, and some of the boss fights, like that caterpillar boss fight, oh my god. Meeting Da Vinci in LittleBigPlanet 2 and just laughing at his design, controlling the bunny in some sci-fi place with some killer music, man. Now it may seem like I'm neglecting LBP3, that's because I am. To cut LBP3 some slack, it added a whole bunch of new stuff, introducing new playable characters with certain abilities unique to each other, and new gadgets and being able to climb certain things. But everything else, mainly its presentation, is just rough around the edges. Playing online is slow and buggy. Scrolling through community levels is also slow and buggy. Saved data for the main story would often be corrupted or completely wiped, resulting in you having to start the entire story over again. Mind you, I haven't finished LBP3's story because of this. LittleBigPlanet was considered a game changer for Sony. They were just getting into the online gaming market, and LittleBigPlanet showcased what the PS3 could do in this market. While for Sony this was a way for selling systems, for us, the consumers, we were making memories, precious ones. Little Big Planet was, for a lot of people, a childhood masterpiece. It has impacted our life in some way or another. Little Big Planet is like food to the imagination. It encourages creativity but doesn't force it. It's like an orb full of dreamers. It's fun for everyone, memorable in its presentation. That is what made Little Big Planet so unforgettable and fun. But at this moment marks the end of a trilogy and a phase to the future.
Consider the time you spend in cars. Short trips, long journeys, traffic jams. What happens to the myriad random thoughts you have as you gaze out of the window? The ideas that combust and tick over in your internal suggestion engine, your subconscious. Well, ideas are energy, and energy never dies. They motor skyward into the imagosphere, revved up with "Are we there yet?" anticipation. Melded together, they form an escape route paved with exhilarating opportunities, an ever-expanding arena of challenges with rewards beyond any earthly aspiration. It's a boulevard of woken dreams, a reality built on fantasy, a place you can put your imagination pedal to the metal in a contest of camaraderie and creativity.
If I make it sound like LBP isn't playable, it technically isn't. If you pick up any of the LBP games on PS3 recently, you've missed out on the core of what made LBP so special. Now while you can still make levels and play the main story/adventure in these games, it just isn't the same. To be honest, Little Big Planet's offline offerings weren't too much to begin with. You've got a campaign that will last you about 5-ish hours, and if you're a completionist, you can try to find all the collectibles and ace each level. Then you have your moon, where you can create your own levels but can't upload them anywhere. They just sit there with nowhere to go. It's kind of depressing. Little Big Planet used to be a place and a hub filled with life and creativity. Now it's a ghost town. What's up everyone? Hope you guys are having a good day, keeping well and staying safe and all that good jazz. I just quickly want to update you guys on the Back to the Future video. It's currently still in the writing stage because there is a lot to talk about when it comes to that game. And since it's a Telltale game, I pretty much have to analyze each and all 5 episodes fairly. Plus, replaying through everything is kind of exhausting at times, so just bear with me. I'm hoping to get that video out by next-ish month, like before Christmas. Otherwise, I'll be working on other videos and such in between. So expect more videos of other games and gaming topics, but don't expect the Back to the Future video to be coming too soon or very soon. Now that that's out of the way, I'm also going to be streaming a little bit more just so there's content coming from me from time to time while we wait for another full-length video. Plus we get to chill out, talk about life, what we've been playing recently. I get to update you on where I am with my videos, you know, so I'm kind of excited for that. Also, let me just update you on life. Just been hella busy with school recently. Exams are going to be starting up again, so I have to start studying and stuff. I recently got a new skateboard, which I'm going to take out for a nice test ride after I finish recording, or just a few hours after. It's beautiful, and I've been wanting to get a proper skateboard for like a while because I've always had like a penny board and a longboard. So to finally own like a proper skateboard, because I've been riding my other friends like actual skateboards for years now, but for me to finally own my own skateboard, it's cool stuff. Anyways, not that much to update you on. Oh yeah, I also released a new EP. Yes, I make music. It's called Kai, which is available on Apple Music, Spotify, all those streaming services, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. So if you're into like alternative hip hop, trip hop, ambient beats, or just like left field raps, go check that out. Also, go check out my Instagram if you want. It's kind of dying, but anyways. I'm out of here. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, subscribe for more video essays of certain games that don't get analyzed as much, or experience my own take on those games and gaming topics. Otherwise, stay safe, stay entertained, take care, and take it easy. Cheers.